Greetings and salutations, Internet Dozens. It is I, Wolfphototech, and here we are with another delightful video. This time, this is the first, say, 45 minutes of Splatoon 3. Opening tour and walk around. Preparing software. What a delightful thing. That's the first thing that Nintendo does. Grab my blankie. Yes, I only got to like that level. So if you have played Splatoon 2, you get a little extra bonus stuff for playing Splatoon 2. There's also big runs, which are also another special event. America's, Australia, and New Zealand. I am kinda in the gray zone about being lumped in with Australia and New Zealand. I personally think Australia and New Zealand should be another region in themselves. Maybe Oceania. Kinda weird having to play with Australians. Good thing for Australians, though, I do not have to remind them about their concentration camps and their Aboriginal genocides. Yeah. See, this is clearly the female-ish inkling. I always kind of found it funny that they call them inklings as opposed to squidlings. Because that would work out because octolings are also capable of producing ink. And they ink. What do you think? So what I'm going to do is I went octoling for the first two games. So I'm going to go... Not octoling for the first two games. Inkling for the first two games and octoling for this one. What color of skin do I have? Depends on whether if I'm outside or inside a lot. When I'm inside for like if I'm inside for like months on end, I get really white. But since I'm like 12% Native American, I can actually go to like a red tone, which is not even represented here. Like the closest thing I have here is this, and it's not red. I'm like not joking. My skin actually becomes red, like almost Native American red. My eye color, yes. The closest one to my eye color here is actually, weirdly enough, this one right here. Except for instead of the tannish red, or technically vermilion, it would actually be yellow. Weirdly enough, I actually cut my hair short, so the closest thing to my actual hair would be not here. But go. Go with that. Get a little small fry. Oops. Little pineapple top. Ha ha ha. That's the Karen hairdo I keep seeing people use. I'm actually going to go with this one. Now, if you have watched my previous Splatoon video, you would have seen the Zero video for the Splatfest, or let's say the I'm having a brain fart now. Yes, I'm having a brain fart. But anyways, But anyways, if you were to watch my world premiere videos, the very first one is basically a replication of this sequence. Ooh. You got some beams here. Your buddy has found something. He is lighting up like the 4th of July, which is a glorious thing. Oh no, I'm anchored to a spot. Now, just shoot. The little bouncy bombs. There's a little line on the gauge you see right there, where it goes below, and then it flashes. That is when you are capable of throwing your sub-weapons. And your sub-weapons are your little buddy tools, those that help you get through all kinds of crazy situations. I'm actually a sub-weapon specialist as a player. It basically means that when I play Turf Wars or Clam Blitz or anything like that, my primary weapon actually is my sub-weapon, not my main weapon. Now, this is an interesting little lesson here. There are some stairs or surfaces that are immune to inking. They are commonly used in spots where they do not want you to travel past or over, but there's also used as control devices to limit your ability to make it get around things in an efficient manner. Now my dog is now wrestling me. But anyways, my natural urge is to want to paint everything. Because one never knows if or when you're going to get into a battle. As you can see right there. By the way, this is called a Splatling Junior. This is the standard splatting instrument you receive and will often use. This is actually an ideal weapon for most new players, as it has good overall coverage. As you can see, it's fairly accurate. You can do a quick pass like that and be quite capable of inking the entire area in a fairly efficient manner. This is the little squid rush move. You do it by dropping down and then holding the jump button. And that little twist at the top is basically a momentary period of invulnerability that makes you really hard to take out by opponents. Now, normally in the previous Splatoon games, there is an area in which you eventually get to that in the tutorial section that will result in a battle. However, in this one, like in the world premiere, there is no such battle area for training, you just literally just automatically go to the next scene. And somewhere right in here, it automatically kicks you into the next section. Normally, you would have a little battle section at this point in the previous 2 Splatoons, but not in this one. You just have this little fun little section right here where you just ride on a old-fashioned train. Fish people are weird. Except for Small Fry. He's actually a ton of fun. And then we get kicked out into the lobby, the plaza area. The plaza area is the central hub for all things Splatoon 3. You travel off into your little story mode from here. You travel to your shops. And you go to your Splatfest in the lobby and your verse area. And then there's a logo right there. And then you get a little section right here at the very beginning of the game that tells you what matches are active. Or stages. You got Shiver, you got Fry, and Big Guy. Big Man. Sorry. Brain fart for 5 seconds. But anyways, I'm already a big fan of Shiver. Fry's... Fry or Freya, her eyes, those little black sections under her eyes or around her eyes are crazy to me. Shiver snapping around the fan is kind of distracting sometimes. It's like a safety item or something, like a teddy bear or a blanket. Happens to have a little section here for the Grizzco. I'm always been a big fan of Grizzco. Oh, yeah, like California. The power's on and off. You know, if California invested in, like, a nuclear power plant, that would help out so much for them. Welcome to Splatsville. This is the place to see and be seen, the hottest spot on the map. By the way, that's the tagline basically for every Splatoon game's plaza area or city. It shows you to the lobby where you go to your ranked matches, your NRK matches, and such and so forth. And your test area. Wait, what? There's a story mode section right over here. And then to the right is all the stores. You got, like, Sheldon's store right here. He's going to kick me out because I'm technically only, what, level 1? Yep. And then you have this right here, where you have the recon guide. Obviously some kind of goldfish. Contrary to popular belief, goldfish do not have 5-minute or 5-second memories. They are actually capable of recognizing basic patterns of being fed and the people that feed them and what kind of food they get fed and stuff like that. You know, generally the stuff you get most exposed to regularly. So, interestingly enough, goldfish are a type of mutant carp. I have no clue exactly what Harmony is supposed to be. Oh, hey, welcome to Hotalanti. Wait, I take it back. Not yet. You have to be level 4 to shop here. I make the rules just go by the lobby and a few turf battles or whatever. Okay. So you got the general store right there, which is basically tchotchkes. You got Sheldon's shop right here. There is nothing... I'm going to jump over this rail. I'm such a troublemaker. You have nothing in these shops. You have this box right here for posting your artwork. It'd be really nice if Nintendo would add more things like pants to Splatoon. You have some stores right here. And you have a staircase. This staircase goes upstairs to the hat shop, if I remember correctly, from like a few days ago. And you go into the hat shop. I'm going to make a habit of just going to every place. Gnarly Eddie. Now he's clearly he's clearly going to be, I'm having a brain fart, a Nautilus, which is actually in the same general family as squids, octopuses, and I'm having a brain fart now. I'm forgetting the other one. Cuttlefish. Now, it would be really cool. Yeah, that's... The headgear people always have jerk or weird friends to hang out with. But there's the hatch store. This is the shirt store. In Splatoon 2, they actually kind of screwed up and misrearranged in the order of the sliding walkthrough. So that's the shirt store. This should be the shoe store. Now he's standing on two legs and his other two legs are just kind of floating there. And for whatever strange reason, Nintendo has actually made a point of having characters who have two usable legs and all the rest of their legs are completely non-usable. Be the shoe store owner or operator. I kind of find it weird. Subway or something? No, that's underground driving air. That's a road. You actually can see vehicles going through there. That's nothing. There's actually a lot of areas in which you can climb on top of things in this one. And trust me, a lot of people love climbing on top of things, and I do too. There's this whole path that travels up around this way. And at night during Splatfest, this is actually a food area. All these stalls open up back here, and it's all food service. You have the card game section over here. I love men. Thank you very much. Everyone tells you to go away if you don't have or not level 4. Water area. There's this whole section up here. My personal opinion on the Queen Elizabeth dying thing is that A, she's in her 90s. It's bound to happen. And B, she has been queen forever. Her son has basically been sitting. He's 73 years old, but hasn't been able to do his job because his mom's been sitting on the throne. Imagine living 73 years of your life and you're in line for a job, and you've been in line for that job for 73 years of your life. I also personally think there should be an age limit on politicians and age limit on politicians. This is actually called the shoal, and this is the area in which you go into to play with friends in the local area. You got a little lobby area here. Clearly, a bunch of young teenagers hang out there. You got various games over here. Got a fun little arcade. And then you have a test area right in here. This is actually kind of nice. And those are the 100. Those are equivalent to a standard octoling and squidling, the blue ones here. And these ones have infinite health. You can keep just shooting them, and they never go down. And if you push the plus button, you can... Yeah. Yeah, I just literally... You stepped into something, and my controller is plugged in. And for whatever reason, I now have this situation here. Interesting. Very interesting. Huh. I've run into something very interesting. So I unplugged my plugged-in Nintendo Switch wireless controller, which technically I was plugged in because it saves on battery. So I turn on my controller again so it scans. So apparently, if you have a wireless controller that you have plugged in to the Nintendo Switch, just so you don't have to constantly be stopping and recharging, it hangs you up right there and says, "No, you can't do anything." It said, "My." See, when you first start playing Splatoon 3, what you end up doing, if you've never really played a motion control game, is you turn the motion controls all the way down to here, and then you play a few rounds, and then you dial them back, and you just kind of walk them over. That way, you don't get into a situation where when you try to turn around, you rapidly flip your view and become motion sick. This also helps if you turn them down like this. This helps against motion sickness. If you play a lot of motion control games or have played Splatoon games multiple times, you dial them up. So I'm going to actually go to 2 and leave it there. I'm going to see how it feels. And then you have style, which actually is all your hair stuff again. And then you have the amiibo option. Then you have the emotes, which is a nice little add-on touch. And you can press ZL to get your information on your items. So there you go. And you got a little... look at the top at the section where it says freshness, up the way at the top. Doop. There's little stars. And that is actually your prestige rank on that weapon. So the more... And of course, I naturally want to replug my controller in, which will result in me having to reset it. Back to first position. And that's the big bubbler. And I cannot do damage to it because it is one of my items. And that doesn't last terribly long. But it's probably a good save, last minute butt save. Yeah. No, I remember I turned this up to 2. So now I'm gonna try to. That's motion controls right there. So. Exit here. Weirdly enough, you walk into a room with a whole bunch of clutter, and then you walk out into an area that has very little clutter. And then here you have... I believe this is Grisco? Connecting to the... I'm rather fascinated by the fact that mammals and reptiles are extinct in the Splatoon universe, and possibly insects and birds. But the Inklings know what a bear is and the relationship of a bear to a salmon. Unless Mr. Grizz happens to be a sentient bear, and we find out that mammals are still around. He kicks you out because you're too low level. Yes, you're a low level scuzz bucket. So what? Merch was the little kid that helped you in Splatoon 2 with upgrading your stuff. Your stuff. Blech. What kind of interactions do we see here when they're... Tab Z... wave to the audience. Big Man is just hiding behind the screen. Why does he always hide behind the screen? The whole concept of Japanese idols has always been weird. By the way, I actually do like the hair. Possible DLC zone. Possible DLC zone. So if Nintendo makes more DLC, just like they did with Splatoon 2, they created an entire DLC adventure called the Octo Expansion. You can actually get over here. Oops. But you can't get past here. Can't stand on the plants. And let's go into the lobby. By the way, the natural tendency, if you're playing Splatoon matches, that the people that you have been matching it with and against will naturally appear outside. Oh, that actually reminds me. Here's the menu when you tap the X for menu, you have the lobby and the creator. This menu section right here on the left doesn't work in the demo world premiere, but this does right here, which doesn't make any difference because you can't really use either. You can't use either side in the demo. Okay. But then you have the stages here. And apparently I'm disconnected from the internet at the moment. That might actually resolve itself when I actually walk through. But anyways, double check my connections here. Let's see here. So by default, you are not connected online in Splatoon 3 until you initiate the online connections section. So you go into the gear, we have edit section here. We can edit, we can choose our tags and titles. So we earn a bunch of titles, and then we have some options here. We don't have anything in the catalog. And we have the ability section, which actually goes over your basic chunks of abilities. Intensify action. Looks like every single one of them is here, including ability doubler. Please note that at the bottom of each one of these, say like these ones up here have this little white star under them with a number. And I'll move it closer. With the number, you can collect chunks when you wash your gear to upgrade your equipment with that specific ability. Stacking certain abilities have boosts the effect of the ability, but each increase decreases in value. For example, but which is not specifically accurate, if you were to put one of these abilities, say like this one on a piece of gear, hypothetical, not exact math, the first one would be 100 points of effect. The second one added on would only be 75 points of effect added. So if you have two of them, you have 175. If you put a third one on, you would only get 50 more points of boosted effect, which would put you around 225. And the final one is only worth 25 points of boosted effect, which would only make it 250 points overall once you have them all stacked on there. And then there's a critical point where it keeps dropping in value to the point where it's literally worthless to add any more of these onto a piece of gear. So like you can have all your gear have nothing but Ink Saver main. After like the first 4 or 5, it's literally you're wasting time putting them on. You're getting such tiny results back that you're actually smarter off, say like putting ink increase refill on your gear. Me, I'm a person who loves sub weapons. I naturally like to put on Ink Saver sub, Ink sub power up. Certain sub weapons, when you boost them up and boost them up to a nice level, you can actually get some really dangerous situations for your opponents that they're not going to be happy to see. You like do it with torpedoes or auto bombs, and a lot of people are going to be running scared and terrified from you. And then here we go. Now it has updated because it's now officially connected to the internet and for Splatoon 3 as I walked in here. And this is the lobby area. You level up and earn cash. This is also a test area. Right over here is the battle port. However, please note, there's actually a few important details. If I press... This is the map. If you see the option here, on the right hand side, you see the L icon that switches the menu option for X. In the top left corner of the screen, you see what stages are active. In the top right corner, you see my gear. Over here, I'm going to test something out here. You have this little robot. You can turn on the copy machine, and when you shoot, it actually activates. And you keep going up on the damage on this. This guy goes up to 99. 999.9. You eventually run out. If you toss try to toss, even if you have... He copies your actions. And he took me out. And that's a good test of how long that lasts. Terrifying situation. I'm actually standing in the ink. Ah, yes. Get stuck in an area. Get splatted. Oh no, there's Judd! Your rank is old litter box. They happen to have a option section over here for fish. Now we have like this goldfish thing where the goldfish are basically the default characters they shove into all the roles in which they had unique characters in. You would have like tickets for buying all these food items, and these food items boost different things. Like this one right here boosts your XP for all teammates. Oh, I would love everyone if you bought me this. Yes, I would love you so much. So intensely. Double battle cash for all teammates. Double battle XP. Double XP by 50%. Double battle cash. Increase battle cash by 50%. This is the thing you give everyone to make everyone super happy. These two right here. For every teammate who does this, you are MVP automatically. These are your special drinks. They're in bags. Is this like 7 Mile Fair or something? Or, by the way, just so everyone knows, 7 Mile Fair is the local garbage pile rummage fair. It's been in Wisconsin for ages, and it's basically overrun by various groups of people from various nations around the world. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like, you could literally go to some fair and hang out with someone who's from Africa or from the Eastern Europe, like Albania or Slovakia or Russia. Or you can hang out with all the Mexicans and eat authentic Mexican churros and tacos and the burritos. Taco and burritos. Somehow Fair is like the United Nations, but everyone actually gets along and is not wasting everyone's time and money. But anyways, I love the bag. I love the bag thing. What's this? Play? What? Play. Step right up and try your luck at this shallow machine. The first play will cost you 500, and it's cool for 500, 300, 3,000 for each play after that. I am completely broke. I can't afford anything. I am completely broke. I can't afford anything. This is a terminal that they tell you to actually use. By the way, if you press L, you can actually go into the turf war section, or you could walk in here and do it. It's just one of those weird things. And then we have up here is the little lobby area for people waiting with the DJ. And you have a little training obstacle course right here to get used to inking. And this is the area you hang out between matches. Now you can go back out this way and immediately be out here, or you can use the menu section to actually instantly teleport from anywhere you want to be. You can teleport around very quickly, which is kind of funny because this is literally a game where you only have like 50 to 100 feet to walk to any place you need to go to. Oh yeah, here's right over here during this world premiere. This was just a truck, but it's actually a Splatoon amiibo box. Aya. It actually takes a little longer just in case you're squidding around or octoing around and accidentally go over the grate. Gives you a moment to get back out of it. And then we're into the story mode. And then we have the Eiffel Tower upside down. And here's the story mode. They oftentimes suggest to you to actually go ahead and go through the story mode as your... The Octarians are coming. Okay, that's funny. Yeah, I'm an Octarian, or Octoling. I just showed up, and Captain Cuttlefish just had a freak out. Again! Oh! He apparently registers that you're actually friendly. He must literally travel around all over the world and just happens to go to the towns in which the Octarians steal the great Zapfish. Which is, by the way, an electric catfish. An important fact about catfish, they're actually one of the few animals, much like lobsters and pigs, who basically grow forever, based on how much food they have in their environment. There are pigs so huge that a sumo wrestler is smaller than them. And you can have catfish large enough to swallow people. And by the way, catfish are jerks. They will try to do shit like that. Somehow he magically teleports gear onto you. So congratulations, that's the first 45 minutes of this video. I hope you enjoyed it so much. Thank you very much for watching. The next video will basically be me screwing around with the story mode. Thank you very much for coming, and have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful week, and a magnificent month, and see you next time. I love this gun. I'm American. Da, da, da. Jock, yeah.